Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. First off, this is an episode of Dead Kit Walking, where I pick a weapon, and as I run around, if I kill anybody, I basically pick up their weapon and carry on using it. I've kind of done this before, and pardon my voice, I'm a bit croaky, I've been drinking all night. First of all, obviously, hope you had a great Christmas, or having a great Christmas, and Happy New Year for 2017. So this is basically like a bit of a thank you to all my subscribers and what's happened and what's going to be happening, and it's nice, you know. I've got subscribers, some that aren't not on YouTube, if you know what I mean, but they watch not on a computer but on a console or whatever they use. I don't know what they use. One of the lads is at work, so that's quite useful, and I'm very grateful for his feedback. I've got some ideas and things like this, and I'll just explain about what has obviously been done this year, or last year, I mean. So, if you've watched any of my Let's Plays or not, you can do. So I've done Dementium 2. I'm still releasing Dementium 2 and Cat Lady, but that's what I've played. Some Rocket League, Battlefield 4 campaign, Civ City Rome, Limbo, Spec Ops The Elite, Taxi, God. And some co-op sniper. So that's what I've done, as well as some other little snippets here, there, and everywhere. You know, like game reviews and loadouts and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. So that's what I've done, and I intend to do more, obviously. So I've been speaking to a couple of people and getting feedback. And so one idea is to create kind of not unique games, but games that aren't always the ones that everyone plays, if you know what I mean. So instead of the AAA titles like Battlefield or Call of Duty, I mean, I don't play Call of Duty, but you know what I mean, like Battlefield and those sort of things, I'll still play it because I still play that as a single player game. Multiplayer game when I'm playing with my mates and stuff. But I'm going to kind of reduce the amount of that. I'm still going to do loadouts and my A to Z. I do. I also have done. I've released a couple of them, but I'm going to release some more. Some Battlefield progressions, so that it's like, you know, going for a star in a weapon. So I go for that 1 star or whatever it is, you know, and I explain what I'm doing as I'm gaming that. You know, if I'm playing in a round, it might be really miserable, and it might just go on and on for like half an hour to an hour, and yet it seems like it's the most boring thing in the world. But then I just explain the ins and outs of what's actually happening at the time, good, bad, or downright awful. So I'll still do those, but the raw and reels, which unfortunately I know one guy loves, but I've got to think of time and other people as well. So I'm going to kind of, I think I've got a couple more left of raw and reels. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm going to kind of phase them out a bit. There's other reason as well, because half my clan have gone to Battlefield 1 and the other half have stayed on others, so it doesn't work that well. You know, if on a Friday night there's only me and one of my mates playing, it's not the same as like if there's 10, if you know what I mean. So that's what's going to happen there. I'm also got some feedback about my in-game audio. So as you probably know, or maybe not know, I record while I'm at home. I have other people here, so I can't exactly be yelling and screaming all the time. If you do when you're at home on your own, you know, gaming or whatever. So when I record some games don't allow you to reduce the volume. I'm trying to think of some. Limbo, I think. Oh, sorry, I'm just drinking some more whiskey. It's been a great night. So Limbo, for example, you can't reduce the volume. And other games as well. I can't remember off the top of my head. Because of that, sometimes my voice might be quiet. Also, when I do record, I might do it like a little test, and I think, oh, that's fine, and I play like Amnesia, and I played for a while, and after a while, somebody said, oh, your voice is really quiet. It's like, shit, I can't go back. I've already recorded half the game. I've only released like a bit of the game, but half the game I've already recorded. So what I'm going to try and do is maybe drop the audio a little bit more down, so you can hear my sultry voice blazing out across the speakers more than the game. Obviously I'll leave the game voice on, unless there's copyright on music and all that rubbish. So yeah, so what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to do try and make my channel a bit more on the like the adventure and puzzle games and sort of storyline games, and still doing first-person shooters, stuff like that, like I did Dementium and co-op, like Sniper Elite and things like that. I'm not going to completely go off the rails, but I'm going to try and do some of these games that people don't play that much, so that when you watch it, it's like, oh, what's that? Like Cat Lady. A lot of people have never heard of Cat Lady. I'd never heard of Cat Lady. Interesting game. The ending's different. And again, it's a good one. Dementium. Again, it's a first-person shooter. It's a shooting game. There's some sort of weird creatures with gnashing teeth in their stomach and all sorts of weird and wonderful rubbish. That isn't. I mean, it probably was a well-known game back in Nintendo days, but in this day and age, people don't really hear. If you say, "Oh, Dementium," it's like, "Who? What? What's that? What's that? What's Dementium? Is it some sort of insane asylum?" You know what I mean? It's people just don't hear those kind of names, so that's what I want to kind of do. I have Steam. The Steam sale is on. God help me. I'm trying to buy some puzzly games, adventure games. Excuse me. And that sort of things. But I still have 300 odd games anyway. So I'm going to try and diversify for that sort of thing. Up and coming, I have a game that I'm currently recording. Oops, sorry. That is doing quite well. Well, I could tell you. Well, in fact, not straight. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you. But basically, it's Machinarium. It's an interesting game. And I'm enjoying playing that, and that's kind of what I kind of want to do. I don't want to play a game. I mean, I have played Taxi, but I don't want to play a game all the way through and think, my God, that's just drained me. Amnesia kind of did that a little bit, but that was only because of certain parts. Plus, I just didn't play it continuously, which I should have done. Which I'm doing with Machinarium. Can I do more co-op stuff this year? Sort of. I did some Sniper Elite with my mate. Maybe do some more. There's what is it? Plague Evolved or Plague, whatever it's called. Plague. I played that single player on my own. There's a lad who said to me that he can play co-op on it. So I'm gonna have a go. Play some co-op. Record it. Post them up. No idea what it's gonna be like. Haven't got a clue on co-op. Might be really crappy. Might be really good. But we'll produce a series maybe of that. I'll do more Rocket Leagues and up and coming games as well. I've got Euro Truck Simulator. I've recorded a lot on that, and what I've done with that when I do release it is there's the long, boring, quiet bits. That's where I put music on. It's not allowed the music they've got, so I use YouTube music that you are allowed, and I put the descriptions at the bottom of each video, so you can kind of get used to some groups that you might not have heard, and the BF progressions of what I'm thinking I'm still going to kind of do. So that's what I'm saying. It's not completely, I'm not going off the rails and just leaving Battlefield alone. I'm not. I'm just kind of focusing on some other games. That's why I've released things like Limbo and Civ City Rome and Cat Lady. You know, they're all kind of weird games. And then there's obviously the main Battlefield 4 campaign. I might do not Battlefield 3 campaign. It's co-op. Plus it's crap. So maybe I don't know, like Bad Company campaign or something. You know what I mean? Something like that. I'm still going to do them. And if you do ever want to look at my Steam, you can do. It's Kronenberg 73, but with a 1 on the end. 731. Have a look and see if there's any games you want me to play in my games list, obviously. If I don't have them, I'm not going to play them. Well, I can, but only for cheap. Ish. So, that's what I'm going to do. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this little video that I'm just playing now. And, I'm just witching one here. But basically, that's kind of where I want to go, and maybe I can boost my subscription up. Don't know. Would be nice. Would be nice to hit a nice cool 100. But in the meantime, thank you so much for everybody who subscribed to me, because it does mean a lot. When I lose one, it's miserable. If you've got like 15,000 or a million like some of these people, and you lose one, they just go, so what? Whereas me, if I lose one, it's like shit. So I do kind of like my fans, even if hardly anybody watches them or does watch them. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. You might not watch them on YouTube. You might watch them on somewhere else. I mean, not on the PC. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching this, and like I say, next year or this year, can't get used to it. It's Machinarium, and there'll be other stuff as well. Okay. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.